Hey everybody, it is time for a creative coffee break. In this video, I am going to record in real time a little 30 minutes or less of art making. And this is really more about creative play than making a big finished product. So we're going to keep it really simple today. I have my sketchbook here that I use for experiments, and it has in it a lot of collage and just experimental kinds of watercolor. And I have my supplies. So I have regular old crayons, a glue stick, and a magazine. And I happen to have here a New York Times magazine that I'm gonna use for some pictures. And I have a piece of scrap paper just for getting excess glue on. And what we're gonna do is see what exactly we can make in no more than 30 minutes. Here we go. All right, so I'm setting my timer here for 25 minutes. That way, if when the timer goes off, I need a little wiggle room, I have it. So timer is set. And the way that I usually start these little creative play sessions, I just grab a magazine as we have here, and I start looking for colors or pictures that stand out to me. And it's really just whatever catches my eye on a given day. I have absolutely nothing in mind. Um, so this kind of these pastel colors, sunset colors here are pretty nice. We'll kind of maybe fold that over. Might come back to that. I am mostly in the work that I exhibit, I make mostly watercolors and landscapes. Okay, look at all these beautiful blues. So I'm feeling blue might be a color for today. So as I was saying, I make mostly landscapes and watercolors, but when I'm needing to just settle in and have some creative time, I often do other media, including collage, and it can be just so much fun. Look at this awesome pink, right? You see, this is beautiful. All right, let's just tear that page out. I'm gonna want some of this pink. Okay. Oh, there's some more of it. Better grab that. And this is kind of my process. It's pretty messy. I just go hunting. All right, so I'm just grabbing all these pink pages so that I can get some text some paper that doesn't necessarily have writing on it. And I think we're gonna want some kind of nice foil for that pink. Maybe that blue from earlier. And again, I have there's nothing. Now I really like this blue with the writing on it because that writing can become kind of an abstraction. All right, let's grab that. Right? I mean, this is so unpremeditated. I have no idea where I'm going to end up, and that's what makes the fun, I think. All right, let's go back, grab this kind of muted blue. What was that? And grab these pages too. So I think I'm going to have blues and pinks today. Get those out of the way. Got my sketchbook here and some cardboard. I like to just use that for the glue. And now let's just look at the colors that we have. Let's see what goes together. So I think this pink, maybe with these blues and this darker blue. Put this one aside for now. And I really don't have anything in mind that this is going to be. A lot of times, what I do when I'm making these kind of collages is I just start kind of gathering bits of paper and then just arranging them on the page. And I think that's what's going to happen. So my sketchbook is pretty small. I'm going to need to make some fairly small bits of paper. Just going to make some strips here of the pink. And I'm going to make a bigger rectangle too. And what I like about making this kind of collage is that all I'm really thinking about is just, what colors I like and what kind of vibes they give me, as the kids might say. I don't know. Do the kids still say vibes? So I'm not interested in these figures at all. I just like the color. And I don't really care how messy the page rips because, oh, because I'm looking for these kind of organic edges. So just kind of keep ripping. And sometimes in my collages, I do incorporate text from magazine pages, but not always. Okay, so you can't really see what I'm doing off on the side here. I'm just sort of making piles of my different colors. So this is kind of my palette, so to speak. I'm just piling up these bits. I'm gonna have way more here than I need. That's okay. Anything I don't use today, I have a little envelope of scraps and I just keep everything in there because you just never know. You never know. And then you're gonna need a bit of blue paper with like an elbow in it for some reason. Okay. Now this one, yeah, I like the words. I like the white words on the blue and there's a lot going on here. And I like that it says Tangled Up in Blue. That is one of my favorite Bob Dylan songs, but I think, all right, let's try to keep those words intact. Just keep those words separate. It's funny how some pages tear pretty straight and others, you try to tear them and they just go all sorts of crazy. Um, One thing you can do if you're trying to tear a page precisely, which I'm not doing, you can always wet it where you want to tear it, and then it will just kind of like fall apart into your hand. But I know I'm under the time pressure, so okay. We'll keep these words. I'm an English teacher by day, and so people always think, oh, why don't I combine my art and storytelling? And I never do. I don't know why I have a hard time mixing up words and visual art. I guess they're different parts of my brain, but sometimes in collage can work out. I'll make some strips of this. Boy, there's something so cathartic about just ripping up bits of paper. All right, see now this one, as I get smaller, just wants to go crazy. Okay. All right, I've done all my tearing of bits. I've got my sketchbook here. A lot of times on these collages, I go right across both pages. And I think if I'm going to keep these words, I'm going to have to do that here because that's it's pretty big. And sometimes when I'm making these collages, I don't even pre-plan where I'm going to put things. I literally just start sticking them down. But I think today I'm going to try to place things a little bit before I stick them. All right, I like this pink accent. What a great color that is. Just So cheerful. I definitely am going to want to cover up some of this. Like I want the where it's tangled up in blue to stand out more than the like story. I don't want the story to be part of this. Obviously, if you're trying to be more precise, you could use scissors. Again, I don't really have time for that right now. I am just playing and just I'm probably going to use some crayon on here too to cover up um, cover up some of that text. That's kind of nice. And right, we're just going on instinct. We're just saying, all right, let's just do what feels good. It's like making your own little puzzle. Right, we're gonna need a couple more bits of this. Maybe I'll put this over here like that. And gonna need one thing about the big spread like this, it's a little hard for me to figure out where exactly my focal point should be. I want to be able to create some movement. All right, and we'll put a little bit down there. And then of course we need something in here. Some, if we send the words upside down, that's a good way to break them up. Oh yeah, this is coming together really nice. And things can still, of course, move around when I'm actually gluing it. Okay, like that. I like the connected shapes. Okay. All right, I think that's enough. I think that's going to be enough to get us started. All right. Now, cheating a little bit, I'm going to take a picture just in case I get confused about what I wanted where. And then start gluing. Okay. Put this big one down first. So I am just using glue stick. This is just in my sketchbook. Of course, you could use something like Mod Podge um, or like a gel medium. That would be totally fine. But this doesn't need to be like archival for my purposes. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Thought I lost my first pink scrap already. Um, so yeah, so for my purposes, this does not need to be archival. This is just in my sketchbook. And you know, this glue stick is it really sticks. It does the job. Cover up. Okay, now what else? And this guy, like that, I think. Better look at my photo. Oh no, I didn't. I had him like this. Oh, that's better. Right? So when you lay out your collage pieces, um, just to like do your composition, always a good idea to just snap a little picture that you can refer back to. Okay. And it does get kind of messy. You definitely want like a little, I said, this is just the back of back of a legal pad that I'm using here. This glue stick might run out. Oh, I have to go hunting for a new glue stick. That's going to eat into my creative time. Okay, we're learning a lesson here. Be prepared. Oh, I haven't lined that one up very good. There we go. All right, I admit I'm rushing it a little bit because hey, you only have a little bit of time for coffee break, but it doesn't mean you can't be creative. I started spending 15 minutes to a half hour before work making art 2 or 3 years ago now. I think really 3 years ago. I think I'm in year three, school year three of morning art making. And it's just been such a great habit for me. If I miss a few days, I start to get a little out of sorts. And it does mean waking up awfully early. I'm a teacher. School starts really early. So in order um, to do my time in the morning, I have to wake up about 5:30 in the morning. But so worth it to me. Um, and many years of my life, I tried waking up early in the morning to exercise, and I never could stick to that habit. But I have I have made a good habit of morning art. The start of this school year, first few weeks of the school year was a little rough to get my routine going. But finally, here in the beginning of October, I was able to really get back to it and make it happen each morning. And it's just the best way to start the day because then no matter how crazy the rest of my day gets, I know that I had some nice quality creative time to myself. I have to show you something that just happened when I was sliding these little strips of blue over. One of them flipped upside down, and ooh, how much do I like that? I really like that. Do I like maybe want to have some more of them go like that? Yeah, yeah, I think we're gonna do it because I don't know, I like it. Just kind of abstract and interesting. All right, no, this one goes here. So I am trying to think a little bit about principles of design as I lay these down. Just kind of thinking a little bit about rhythm and repetition and variation. Obviously, the first thing I thought about was color. I love color. Always, color is probably the thing I'm most drawn to anytime I'm choosing a subject to paint. It's just like it's all about color for me. But, even though I'm not worried about if this comes out to be my greatest masterpiece, I just want it to be something, interesting and kind of evoke a feeling. Okay. So I've got almost all my pieces stuck down. Oh, good thing. My goodness, y'all. This time goes by so fast. We'll have just enough time to get out our crayons and do a little bit, try to do a little coloring on here and just see what else we can add to the spread. Okay. And I have to say, I'm definitely faster at this when I'm not narrating, but you get the idea. Hey, speed isn't everything. And I did kind of maybe set out to do a little too much by deciding to go a 2-page spread, but hey. All right. We have stuck down all the bits that were sticking down, and now I said I want to get in here and see what can we do. All right, that doesn't show up so much. So I am just using Crayola crayons today. I am not using any kind of fine art materials. Sometimes it really helps to just um, to just play. And what feels more like play than using crayons? But I do need something darker. I want to cover. Oh, that's better. All right. So I really want to send some of these words back. I'm kind of like blackout poetry here a little bit. I don't want anyone to focus on the article. I want the headline to come forward. Yeah. So this black crayon's doing the trick. Although of course now I've never read this article, so I just saved the magazine, but I never read the article. And now I'm seeing it. The text in here is about melancholy artists. How appropriate. No, I'm not melancholy today. Not melancholy when I'm sitting here joyfully making art. But hey, creatives who aren't creating are monsters. So if that's you, grab your crayons and let's make something together. Okay. I am liking this because now that the pale blue words are really coming forward. Yeah, that's looking good. All right. So now I think we need to get a little more going on here. I kind of want to color color in some of these gaps a little bit here. Just to give a sense like there's something behind these pieces of paper. One of the things I love about collages with torn paper, once you stick the paper down, it almost looks like the paper has been sort of peeled away from whatever's behind it, like as if you had peeled back old wallpaper to uncover what was behind it. So maybe we'll give some color back there. And then just kind of going with the blue colors. Just grabbing the blue colors, layer them up a little bit, keeping with the theme here. Oh, I need to stick a little more glue on there. I'm gonna need to put something. No, it's stuck all right for now. I'll get it later. I feel like I need to put a little bit of something on the top of this because it's just such a big space of such little variation. Let's see. I wonder how well this will. Well, I don't know how well these crayons are gonna show up on here. Okay, that one doesn't show up at all. These darker crayons. Just kind of just gonna do a little bit of mark making here. Just kind of break this up. See if I can get a color to come through a little bit better. Oh, okay, some blue on blue. And this kind of wave shape, I now feel like I need to repeat it over here. Just for some design continuity. Okay. All right, I feel like I needed to change that line a little bit. Just going for the variety. I am surprised actually at how little the crayons show up on top of the magazine paper. Um, I did a collage the other week where I used Caran d'Ache Neocolor crayons, and they definitely worked better on this smooth surface. All right, there is our timer done. And that's our sketchbook page. So 25 minutes, and I think we had a good play, put some colors down, and yeah, I feel more ready to get back to my day. I hope you do too. So, um, give some intuitive collage a try. You don't need any special art materials. You just need a glue stick and a magazine and maybe some crayons or markers, and see what creative fun you can get up to today. Till next time. Okay, so here's a photograph of my finished collage pages for today, and I managed to get it so you could actually see the crayon this time. Really sorry about the light balance on my camera, so I need to make some adjustments there for the next time, but here you get a sense of what that crayon added to the page. So I hope you will give this kind of collage making a try, and if you do, please let me know. And I will be back with another creative coffee break soon.